All right, I'm gonna do what some folks are calling a reaction video. I'm exercising my external locus of control. I feel compelled to comment on Scott, the truck driver. I like Scott. Scott's been seeking his freedom for years. He did keto, lost a shitload of weight. He mastered losing weight. And then he just kind of said, fuck it, and quit doing keto. And then he went to being a minimalist. And he walked away from trucking for a year, and then he'll come back and he'll go live with his mom, or he'll just travel around the country in a van and just kind of be free, seeking freedom, right? I like Scott. Recently, he went back into trucking, and he's only been back at it for 3 weeks, and now he's talking about what has happened in these 3 weeks, and he's pissed off. And I am here to comment on, you know me, I'm getting ready to compete. I just want to comment on, I think this is a teachable moment, and he's not, anyway, hold on, let's just listen to what he's got to say.
Did after all these years? I don't know. But, yeah, it's been 3 weeks of trucking and the fucking honeymoon is over. So let me tell you how this last week, now the first 2 weeks were great. Got plenty of miles, nice gross pay, mostly dropping hooks, no shitty customers. But then last Sunday, everything changed. I was picking up down near Atlanta, Georgia. And a customer was nice enough to put all the heavy shit in the back of a trailer. It was a dropping hook.
Stop, because I don't want you to forget what he just said. Let me play it back.
Mostly dropping hooks, no shitty customers. But then last Sunday, everything changed. I was picking up down near Atlanta, Georgia. And a customer was nice enough to put all the heavy shit in the back of a trailer. It was a dropping hook. All the heavy shit towards the tail of the trailer. You know, which put about 5,000 pounds over on the rear axles. And that's what them slid at the 11th hole. Now, for those of you who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, basically you can slide your rear tandems back further to take weight off of them and put them more towards the front. I only had 26,000 pounds on the front, 39,000 pounds, with them slid pretty far back already. I rolled across all kinds of scales and didn't get pulled in until Virginia, of course. Don't go into Virginia with any fucked up weight issues. You know, but to be fair, Virginia will give you 1 hour to fix it. That means it's enough time to slide your tandems. It's not enough time to rework a load. So I made it all the way to Virginia. That's where the load was going to deliver. And I got pulled right into the scale. And I'm like, oh, great. And slid the tandems back. There's a legal limit. You're not allowed to put them all the way back. You know, because I think if I was able to put them all the way back, that would have been fine. No, I was only allowed to put them back to the legal limit. Otherwise, I'd have had 2 tickets. So, $750 fine, but it wasn't to me. The DOT had taken mercy upon my soul as a broke-ass truck driver and said, we're going to charge it to your company. So I'm like, thank God. Because it wasn't my fault. The person that loaded the trailer should get the fine, not the driver, because it was illegal the moment I pull off the customer. But good luck telling your company that. They're like, nope, you should have scaled it the first place you could. There's no good truck stop options in Atlanta. There are truck stops, mind you, but they're not options, all right? And I was 100 miles away. I rolled across the regular scale. Before that, everything was fine. If I had caught it at a truck stop, I would have had to drive 100 something miles back to the customer illegally, rolling across those scales again. But when a customer is loading you like that, they should have a scale on site. Most big companies do, just not this particular one. Well, that being said, company didn't want to pay for it. They want to take it out of my pay. So I was like, the fuck you are. And yeah, that's pretty much been the argument the whole week. This is not my ticket. This ticket needs to ultimately go to the person who loaded the trailer. And my company should be the ones going after them, not me, for the reimbursement on this.
Now, here's the problem. Scott has been a truck driver for years. All right? He's been a truck driver for years. Now, I've met other guys out here. I met another guy who was doing some of the same shit. Driving all the way across the country without weighing the trailer and shit. But I'm here to tell you, you just got lucky, Scott. Because the DOT officer listened to your fucking sob story and he fell for it. He should have never wrote that ticket to your employer. Your employer is not responsible for you weighing your goddamn trailer. And I'm going to tell you something else, Mr. Know-it-all. Hold on a minute here. No, I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to do it. Put it like this. I know from memory. In Atlanta, let's see. Give me a minute. Oh, the Petro. They got the Petro up there. Maybe you didn't want to go to the Petro and weigh the trailer. There's a Petro there. On the north side, if you'd have went on the south side, you could take 675 south down there. There's a Quick Trip. They got a scale. Or if you'd have went, you just want to be stubborn about it, there's a Pilot on the east side. I can't remember if they got a scale. But it's a Pilot. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they do have a scale. So that's 3 scales right there in Atlanta. That's right off the top of my head. That's just thinking. And I even talk about the other. No. That's the 3 that just come to my mind just right off the top of my head. So, Scott, you're full of shit. You know, your employer probably is half-ass falling for this shit. But this is why some employers are writing in your original contract when you go through orientation that if you have a ticket, a DOT ticket, the first time you have one, it's $500. The second time you have one, it's $1,000. The third time you have one, you're either suspended from the company or terminated. Now, this is why. Because there's no reason you drove from Atlanta all the way to Virginia, so I'm thinking you took 85 north. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know which way you were going. But either way, when you got to Virginia, all them scales you passed, you just got lucky. You figure, well, the Georgia scale's normally closed. The South Carolina's normally closed. Hell, the North Carolina, everything's nobody's ever open. I get how you felt empowered to just drive with the fucking load. But to be 5,000 pounds over on your trailer, that's your fault, bro. You're supposed to weigh that damn trailer. So I don't have a lot of sympathy for you there, Scott. Hold on a minute. And you lied about not having no scales in Atlanta. And you said it was 100 miles to drive back. That leads me to believe you're probably on I-85 north. And maybe that scale up there, I'm trying to think in my mind. I'm trying to imagine what route you took. You said 100 miles you would have had to drive back when you crossed the scales. You're talking about a scale that was open that you crossed and they gave you the green light. I guess that's what you're saying. Because you're thinking if you were overweight, you would have got a red light. Well, that's not true. A lot of times they're not even in there. It might say green. Sometimes they're not even in the damn scale. They got the damn light just turned on green for the damn pre-pass. Hold on a minute.
But long story short, the company's not happy. I'm not happy. The company is paying for it, supposedly. That's not set in stone yet. I don't know. But they have to legally. It's their name on the ticket, not mine. You know, and I'm kind of sticking to my guns on this one because $750 is a lot of money in trucking, especially when you're just a company guy. You know, and it's for something I didn't do. It's
$750 ticket for something you did do. You didn't weigh the fucking trailer. That would have took 5 seconds. You'd have went 12 miles up around 285 up there at exit 9 or 12 or whatever the fuck it is up there, right before the damn, the sweet spot. What is that sweet spot I used to go to up there? Bolton Road. You know, very few people. Hold on. Let me get my train of thought back. I'm getting ready to go back in the past. I'm trying to leave the past behind me. But I'm saying, you chose not to go weigh your fucking trailer. It's your fault. And it should have been your ticket.
I didn't catch it. That's the only thing they could probably say I did wrong is I didn't catch it. But at the same time, there was nothing I could do. It would have been illegal had I caught it, and I would have had to illegally haul it back to the customer to get them to make it legal. And that would have cost me hundreds of dollars as well in lost revenue. So the way I see it, customers should pay for it.
You're seeing it wrong.
That's not how, you know, publicly traded companies view things. They tend to fuck their workers before anything else.
All right, Scott.
But that being said, my company seems to be leaning towards, this is the last update, paying for it. So we'll see.
Yeah, but hold up. But because of you, they're going to change their orientation packet. They're going to change their contract with their drivers. They're going to change everything that the driver signs when he gets hired on. And they're going to say, first of all, you probably did already sign something saying you're supposed to weigh the trailer. But now they're going to say, if you don't weigh the trailer, we're going to take the fine out of your pay because of dumbasses like you. I don't mean to call you dumb. Well, yeah, you're dumb. Come on, bro. You drove all the way to Virginia, didn't weigh the trailer. That's your fault. I don't care how you slice it. It's the driver's responsibility to weigh the trailer. You know, shit, that's what happens. If it's overweight, you take it back.
And from there, it was all downhill all week. You know, first they send me to a customer to pick up. Load's not ready. It's a short haul load of 200.
Now, I want you to listen, the good doctor. Because, see, I ran into some of this. I thought everything was going to be fine. I would get this regional job, home every night, off on the weekend. Oh, I thought it was going to be great. I made less money, and I worked long-ass hours, and I didn't get paid for most of the shit I did, and I hardly got any miles in. Do you know going to New Jersey is like just 169 miles or some shit? You go to New Jersey and come back 300-something miles a day? It wasn't shit. So hold on. I want you to listen to Scott. Let Scott tell you what happened to him.
Miles, so not a very downhill all week. You know, first they send me to a customer to pick up. Load's not ready. It's a short haul load of 200 miles, so not a very well paying load. It was actually, 250 miles total. Load not ready. Well, it delivers tomorrow noon, 175 miles away. You know, because the part of that 250 was empty going in. Load's not ready. When is it going to be ready? Oh, 8 a.m. So I got there at 2 in the afternoon, by the way. So I spend the whole fucking night there at the customer in their parking lot. I did run to Walmart on personal conveyance to buy some food to cook on the truck in the microwave. And then went back. Meanwhile, my coffee maker, I lost the thing for it. So I tried to make coffee without that. That was a bad idea. So I burnt my hand, first degree burn, you know, while I'm waiting for this load to make coffee. Get in there at 8 in the morning. Oh, you know, the guy looked like I just, gave him the mystery of the century. I feel like the quality of everything is shit now. I think everyone in the professional world has quiet quit their job. They're just phoning it in, and they don't give a fuck if shit gets done, if you're gonna get your shit done, if things are gonna go smooth. They just don't fucking care. And you know, with the way some companies are treating their workers nowadays, I can't say I entirely fucking blame them. But it still fucks me, you know. So finally, after being at this customer for 18 hours, mind you, this is unpaid, I threw a bone to my company because we're still on that, oh, we might have to do that ticket thing. So I'm like, okay, I won't ask for layover on this. Just give me another load, pull this off of me, send me on my way. They give me another load. That picks up about...
Hold on. So you're admitting you were wrong. So you said, hey, you guys don't have to pay me detention or a layover because I cost you $700 something goddamn dollars. They should still hit your ass with them $700. I would have hit you with them $700 something dollars. I would have done it. It'll come out. Matter of fact, that's why they have escrows and stuff for some of these jobs.
This is unpaid. I threw a bone to my company because we're still on that, oh, we might have to do that ticket thing. So I'm like, okay, I won't ask for layover on this. Just give me another load, pull this off of me, send me on my way. They give me another load. That picks up about 60, 70 miles away. Another short load. You know, anything under 300 miles when you're OTR driver is a short load. This one delivering towards home, you know, because home time coming up. I'm going home this weekend. So I go in to pick that load up, drop my empty trailer. Somebody was vulturing for my empty trailer. They snag it before I even finish hooking up to the loaded trailer. So as I'm hooking up to the loaded trailer, I get pulled off the load. We canceled just as I was hooking up. Turns out it was a hazmat load, and I'm not qualified for hazmat. I refused to spend $350 for something that I barely get extra $25 on a load. You know, I'm sorry, but, you know, that math doesn't work with all the extra shit you got to do for a hazmat load, and so I have not spent the extra money at the DMV to put that little stamp on my fucking license, because I honestly don't want to fucking deal with hazmat, all right? So they pulled that off of me, you know, and so I bobtail out of there because I don't have an empty anymore, thinking, oh, this is going to ruin my fucking day. Not a lot of money being earned in this particular day. So I go out. They give me another load at the same customer. I turn around, I come back, pick up that load. That delivers in Buffalo, short haul as well. You know, I get to the customer in Buffalo. The parking is a shit show. All the doors are full. And they need me to do a double drop and hook. It's unpaid, by the way.
Now, you see what's happening here? He done pissed them off. He's not weighing the trailer. He just cost them a bunch of money. Then he's bitching about it like it's not his fault. He's blaming everyone but himself, knowing when he got his fucking CDL license that it's his responsibility to weigh these trailers. And so his company's dicking him around now, right? You wouldn't send somebody to pick up a hazmat load if you know they don't have hazmat, right? And on a short haul, back-to-back, three short hauls in a row, 2 of them fall through, and then the third one is a miserable load where they know it's all fucked up. It's a fucked up customer. They're fucking with him now. No, hold on. It's his own fault now. Because he got an attitude after he did something he knew was wrong. And he's blaming everybody else in the world.
It's their theme. You see here, there's lots of labor going on that I ain't fucking getting paid for.
I'll rewind a little
but
bit.
Short haul as well, being earned in this particular day. Put that little stamp on my fucking license, because I honestly don't want to fucking deal with hazmat, all right? So they pulled that off of me, you know, and so I bobtail out of there because I don't have an empty anymore, thinking, oh, this is going to ruin my fucking day. Not a lot of money being earned in this particular day. So I go out. They give me another load at the same customer. I turn around, I come back, pick up that load. That delivers in Buffalo, short haul as well. You know, I get to the customer in Buffalo. The parking is a shit show. All the doors are full. And they need me to do a double drop and hook. It's unpaid, by the way. Is there a theme? You see here, there's lots of labor going on that I ain't fucking getting paid for. But I'm just taking it. I'm just like, all right, this is what it is. At least I'm getting 71 cents a mile, right? That should cover some of this unpaid labor on average hourly or whatever. This is why my average hourly is like $25 an hour. So I do that. It's a double drop and hook. I pull a trailer full of pallets out for them, park it, put my loaded trailer in the door, and then I gotta go pick up a broken trailer and bring it back to the yard. So that's all well and good. At least I'm getting home. I'm getting paid to get all the way home. Which is another thing, you know. Sometimes you don't get paid when you drive home for all the miles to get home because it's a deadhead and they don't want to pay you to go home. But in this case, I'm getting paid for all my mileage. So some other jackass had dropped a trailer like in the middle of everything. Like it was a pain for me to get by it, to get my trailer swapped out, you know, and somebody had put a red tag on it saying you suck at parking on there. So before I leave, since I was bobtailing out, I was like, oh, this will be a nice thing for the customer. You know, it'll make the customer happy. And I'm not getting paid to do it. But I told the customer, I'm like, okay, I'll move that trailer that's sitting in the middle of everything a little further out of the way. They were like, oh, thank you, and they were very happy inside the customer. But then a driver on this account, this is one of them drivers that wears a fucking uniform, thinking that they're hot shit because they make $100 and something thousand a year. Can you guess? And they think, oh, I've been doing this account for 8 years. Well, I've been driving truck for 21 years. You don't get to come up and try and boss me around and be my fucking thing when I'm doing a fucking free favor for your account. It's not my account. And he's just going on and on and on about how to go this way or go that way. I'm like, I am moving it out of the way. It was plenty fine out of the way, but it's not where he would have put it. So he was bitching. But I got it out of the way. In fact, I efficiently made the area more roomy for trucks to be able to turn around. That was the intention of where I was putting this trailer, is to give room to get by it and give room for trucks to be able to turn around so that they can get in the door. So I did all of that. And he was yelling, and I didn't pay him no heed at that point, and I dropped the trailer, and I got the fuck out of there. That's how I started my day this morning.
I think he's a narcissist. I'm learning here. I think this man is a narcissist, and he has a high external locus of control. He's being controlled by things going on in wherever he's at in his life. Instead of following his dream, which is to be a nomad, he really wants to be a nomad.
So, bottom line, this week, I am probably going to net half of what I made last week with 3 times the amount of stress. And, it has me like, it's already got me on the ropes, and it's only been 3 weeks, and you know me, I'm I want a semi-retire guy. You go out, you earn your money, you pile it up, you invest it, you make the same mistake over and over again, as David MSP wanted to point out, because you've never made any mistakes, right? I go through all of this, and I guarantee you my probably average hourly is going to be down to 20 an hour this week for being out all week away from home, doing all this extra unpaid labor, all because I'm trying to smooth things over. Now, granted, I could have claimed layover that day and got $150 to sit on my ass in their parking lot. But I was trying to smooth things over so that I wouldn't be ostracized or in a hostile work environment or get fired. I don't even know. When I get back to the yard, I might get fired because I didn't refuse to pay the citation. Don't know. We'll find out. Stay tuned. But, you know, and this is all in a time where the price of everything is getting fucking ridiculous. All right. As you know, I've fallen off keto being on the truck. And I'm sorry, this is a ranty video. I apologize. For those of you who don't like rants, you probably already switched off, but this is a rant video. I need to vent. Because venting is healthy. It keeps you from doing something stupid or irrational or, you know, off the cuff. But, you know, ranting aside, I've been off keto for probably about a week now. I just, you know, I haven't gone, you know, I haven't gone all the way deep on abandoning keto, but let's just say there's been some sugar in my life. And that night was no different. At the TA in Harbor Creek, Pennsylvania. Don't ever eat there. It's a bad idea. Because I first went in, I wanted some from Pizza Hut. I wanted the chicken Alfredo. It's one of my favorite things, junk foods to eat when I'm eating at truck stops. Because we don't get a lot of variety. It's like Hardee's, Arby's, Subway, that kind of shit. McDonald's. Very rare that you can get something outside those three things at a truck stop. So I go in, and going back to that everyone's quiet quitting thing, there's no pizzas, nothing on the little grab and go spot. And the guy back there looked like he's fresh out of high school, maybe even still in high school. And he looked borderline, you know, I don't know. I don't want to say handicapped because I would be insulting handicapped people with how...
Look how much stress he's under. He's under all this stress because he didn't weigh a trailer. It took him down this roller coaster. All for not driving the extra 15 minutes up the road to weigh the goddamn trailer. And now they got weigh my truck. You don't even have to get out of the truck. It takes 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Let's keep it 100 here. And I don't, not only that, he said he went to the grocery store to buy groceries. Why is he frustratedly going to a truck stop if you got a microwave in the truck? That means he didn't stock up on nothing. What did he just do? Just buy one thing to put in the microwave? So he's making a lot of mistakes here. That's why I said buy you some kind of your own temperature controlled horizontal freezer that you can put in the passenger seat and stock up when you go to the grocery store, buy a whole bunch of shit to last you a week or two. You know, and then that way you can, and get you a pressure cooker or electric skillet or something besides your microwave. So if you want to cook something, you can. You want to cook some, sausage and eggs or something or whatever. If you want to cook a steak or something, well, I don't recommend the steak. But it's a lot of things you can do in that pressure cooker that won't fuck up the truck. So, hold on. Scott is very, very under stress because he's been hit possibly with being fired or losing $750 out of his paycheck. And for some people, that's like 70% of their paycheck or 80% of their paycheck. $750 is a lot. It's a lot of money. Oh.
Unmotivated, uninspiring, and unprofessional this dude was, who was barely making... I stood there for like 5 minutes before he even walked over to talk to me. And I knew whatever I ordered wasn't going to go well just by the look on this guy's face. This is the quality of worker that you are going to run into everywhere. if you go out and be a trucker, or even if you're just a normal fucking person, it seems like no matter where you go, people aren't providing quality service. They're not providing quality products. It's all greed and grabbing and just fucking endless amounts of fucking trying to get the maximum amount of money for the least amount of effort coming out of everyone.
Narcissist.
Every single motherfucker.
You're a narcissist.
You know? So the only other option, because I gave up on this guy, he's like, it's going to be 30 minutes. I know all they do is they take it out of the fridge and they put it in the little thing. It's maybe 15 minutes tops, 20 minutes to heat it. It's fine. Okay, you got to make it from scratch. You're going to sit there and you're going to boil some noodles? No, you're not. So he gave me like a 35 minute estimate. I'm like, you know what? Never mind. They have an IHOP. So I'm like, I'm not an IHOP fan, but surely they got some diner food, And I go in and I'm looking at the prices. And it's $18 for a Philly cheesesteak with a little bit of fries. And I know that that's what they mean. They show you the picture of this big, beautiful fucking sandwich. But I know when you buy it, it's going to be about 4 inches, and sometimes 4 inches can get it done. But I was more in a 6 or 8 inch mood. I'm looking on the menu and I'm trying to gauge how I'm not going to go bankrupt ordering dinner. Because it's my dinner, And yeah, I could probably just run back out and eat something out of my fridge, which is not appetizing after 3 weeks. But I'm like, fine, fuck it. I'm going to get an appetizer and a dessert. I wanted to eat my feelings because I've been having a rough fucking week. So I sit there and I order and I shit you out. This is what you get. 4 anorexic chicken tenders that look like something that you can get from Tyson in the frozen food section.
Oh, you're a narcissist, bro.
3 mozzarella sticks
right.
that are about yay long.
All right.
With some marinara sauce.
Yes, sir.
And what would amount to a small onion rings from Burger King. And this is called the appetizer sampler. And then I got, for dessert, 6 little donut holes, cinnamon, drenched in cinnamon with cream, basically cinnamon and cream cheese frosting. And that's all I ordered, and a water.
Hold up. What happened to this keto? God damn. I mean, I know you said you fell off keto, but god damn, man, that's full-blown fat boy mood. That's my kind of meal. What? Damn, Scott. Come on, man. Scott. That's stress like a motherfucker. Boy, that's, stress will take you there. Stress, he didn't even think about it. Hold on, he's not done complaining. Hold on.
Bowls, cinnamon, drenched in cinnamon with cream, basically cinnamon and cream cheese frosting. And that's all I ordered, and a water. $25 for just those 2 little things. And then I had to tip, of course, because you can't sit down and eat in a restaurant without tipping. They'll put you on TikTok or something if you do. So ultimately, that meal cost me $30. A couple of years ago, $30 is what I would spend to go to a nice fucking restaurant and eat a fucking steak. There's no fucking steak in there. It's all mystery meat, processed fucking shit, and $30 at IHOP. After making shit wages all fucking week. So, my venting is just about done, I'm going home. I've got 4 days to blow off steam off. And hopefully I can find my chi or become one with nature or some shit. And then go back to work next week and be like, remember why you're doing this. Remember the goal, the ever-moving goalpost of financial freedom. Because, like I said, I want to pay off my debt. I want to pay off my credit cards. I want to become debt-free again at some point. That's the ultimate goal. I don't know if I'm going to be able to knock that vehicle out in a year. But I want a 6-month emergency fund, all my credit cards paid off, and then hopefully maybe even chip off at least half of what the vehicle is financed by paying principal on top of the payments. You know, and then next time, in about a year from now, I can be like, all right, can I go casual? Can I quit for another year, take some time off, maybe supplement with some light gig economy instead of relying on it heavily, and also have room to breathe to where I'm not relying on credit cards because that was the biggest fail this last time. For the last 6 months I took off from trucking. For those of you who don't know, I like to bounce in and out of the industry to have some work-life balance, because if you live in this box for 20-something years, you're not going to be right in the head. Trust me. Not that I'm right in the head. So that's the goal. That's why I'm doing this, and I got to remind myself of it, because sleeping in this box after all these years, it's old. Now, don't get me wrong. I like nomad life. Like, I would love to be able to cruising around in my van lifing, now that it's illegal to van life and pretty much everywhere, thanks to an executive order that was recently signed. I won't get into that. I'm not here to talk politics anymore, but needless to say, van life is a little more illegal now than it was yesterday or whenever before this executive order passed. Just basically giving a green light to all the states to come up with all these anti-homeless laws. And even though you're not homeless necessarily if you're van lifing. But that being said, they don't want you sleeping wherever the fuck you want in a vehicle anymore, unless you work in one of these, you know?
Okay, look, you can watch this guy. You can subscribe to him. He's Scott the Truck Driver. I like his journey. He is a colorful guy. And I just want to say for a minute, in this instance, Scott, you fucked up, brother. And you're paying the consequences. And I fucked up before in my life and journey, so I'm not one to talk, but I just want you to say this is not your employer's fault. It's your fault. But as a special treat to my subscribers and to your subscribers, so maybe you'll get some new subscribers from me doing this video, I'm going to go power to the end of this place where you play that fucking song. That song is off the chain, bro. No, wait a minute. Where does it start? This song is off the chain. I've never heard this shit before. This is great.
Have a nice motherfucking day. Shit. Maybe I can be a full-time YouTuber, huh? That worked out great. Remember that?
Everything pain? Why does everything hurt? Drones in the sky, we're all asking why. No one is safe, everyone will die. But who's keeping score? Red versus blue, can't take anymore. Why is everything sad? Why does everything suck? Economy's crashing, your shit out of luck. Why is everything shut? Why does everything suck? The news is on repeat, chaos on every street. We're living in the shadow of what used to be. Tangled in nightmares, longing to be free. Sirens keep wailing, the world's set aflame. Are we crazy? Are we to blame? Why is everything shut? Why does everything suck? Cities are burning, nobody gives a fuck. Economy's crashing, you're shit out of luck. Why is everything shut? Why does everything suck? Can we turn this shit around? Can we stop this from burning down? Feel the stinging pain within. With AI oceans we can drown in. is everything shit? Why does everything suck? Cities are burning, nobody gives a fuck. Economy's crashing, your shit out of luck. Why is everything shit? Why does everything suck?
That's a badass song, Scott. I don't know where you got that. I don't know where. I never heard that song before. Man, that's a badass song. And I like all this graphics. He's real good at this. I'm sure the song has its original graphics, but then he does these layers on top of it. He's really good at this layering. That's something I don't know how to do. I had asked Guilty about it, but that selfish son of a bitch. But I could figure it out. It's just sometimes I don't apply myself unless I get angry about something. Then when I get mad, then I learn something, right? But some of the stuff OGR was doing I thought was cool. Like when he'll walk and then he'll have some flames in the background. It's like layering. I'd like to know how to do some of that stuff. Anyway, those are my thoughts for the moment. Just thought I would comment on Scott's day or his week. He's had a rough week. And it sucks, bro. Sometimes life just sucks.